Greetings of the day, dear parents and students. I am Ratnadev Acharya, the IBDP coordinator and physics facilitator at Stork International School. I am delighted to introduce you to our prestigious IB diploma program at Skillstock and how do we imbibe the IB ethos and philosophy within our academic structure. Before I start this presentation, there is always a lingering question in our head whenever our children are proceeding towards the senior secondary and they are on to the college degree education. We always think that which is the best curriculum for my child? That is the first question that comes to our mind. As a parent, we are always in a state of confusion in selecting a curriculum which not only combines academic rigor but also brings in the social and emotional intelligence, the 21st century skill set, and learning independence all together as one education package. We want our children to take responsibilities of their future. We want them to develop capabilities of taking informed decisions, and we want them to take right career choices. With all this, as parents, we also dream high for our children. We want them to be global citizens, that my child should travel the world. He or she must take on challenging careers. For example, he or she may be a diplomat, a key executive within the foreign relationships, a journalist, a world renowned engineer or a doctor, economist or a scientist, or any kind of career that they pursue. They should be well known to the society. That is one of our dreams that we always have for our children. And at the end of the day, as individuals, they must hold high moral standards and should have control over one's emotion, be tolerant, and should respect the perspective of others. That is, they should have a global mindset connected with the local actions that they take. Now the question rises that do we have any such curriculum in front of us? Or can we offer a curriculum that brings in all these requirements, all these dreams, all these aspirations and wants of ours into one structured umbrella? Now that is the reason for today's address. I am here to talk about the IBDP, the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, which at this moment is present more than 120 countries and is considered as an education revolution and one of the most academically challenging and rigorous senior secondary program. Let us try to understand. At the forefront of all our aspirations, how does IBDP bring all this thing together? It's easy to understand by looking at the IB diploma program model. In front of you, as you can see, the blue circular Venn diagram. Let us just break it step by step. At the center of the IB program is the IB learner profile. Now, what is the IB learner profile? The IB learner profile are the 10 most important qualities that should be developed within an individual in order to make them lifelong autonomous learners. What are these qualities? We want our children to be inquirer. We want them to be open-minded. They should take or respect all the perspectives in front of them. They should be knowledgeable. When our children are talking or debating, they should have the depth of knowledge. They should be caring. They should give back to the society. They should do service. They should be thinker. We don't want our children or other students to take decisions, impulsive decisions. We want them to take informed decisions. They should be risk taker. It is very necessary that we know the right opportunity. Every time sitting and not taking action is again a problem. Therefore, they should be risk taker. They should be very good communicator. We want our children to be able to negotiate and have a balanced life. We want them to communicate their own opinion to the surrounding. We want them to be balanced. They should have a proper balance of social and emotional intelligence. They should be principled. We don't want our children to take part in any illicit activities or to think in an illicit manner. We want them to have high moral standards. And finally, one of the most important qualities that brings in all the nine together is reflective. At the end of the day, we want that our students, when they go back, when our children go back, they should reflect on the actions that they have taken, on the decisions that they have made. Now, all the 10 qualities are encapsulated by the approaches to teaching, that how can these qualities be taught or imbibed within the children. And next, approaches to learning. How can these qualities be learned by our children? Now, all the above approaches is encapsulated together by something called as the IBDP Core. The IBDP Core is the aspect that makes it different from the other curriculums. Now, what are the aspects of the IBDP Core? First, we have the theory of knowledge, extended essay, creativity, activity, and service. We will be talking in detail as we go further about the IBDP Core. And finally, we have the 6 subject groups that is offered. First, the studies in language and literature. The group 2 is language acquisition. The third group is individual and societies. Fourth group, sciences. And the fifth group, mathematics. And the sixth group being the arts. And all this aspect, when they work together, creates an internationally minded individual who in future will be a global citizen. Therefore, the IB Diploma Program model connects all the aspects together, developing the 21st century skill set. Now let us look into what is IBDP Core, the USP of the IB Diploma Program. Now IBDP Core is divided into 3 aspects. First, called as the extended essay. Second, theory of knowledge. And the third, creativity, activity, and service. At the beginning of our presentation, I have mentioned that we want that our children have the required skill set to navigate through the present ever-changing world. Now, when we talk about skill set, the bigger question that arises is, how will a curriculum develop the required skills that is required to go to the higher stage in the pursuit of higher education, and finally the higher stage of career building. Now here comes the IBDP Core. First of all, I'm going to talk about extended essay. In a nutshell, an extended essay is a part of the IB program where the children write a dissertation. That is, the students are going to select a subject within which they are going to select a given topic. In this topic or in this research question, they are going to build an hypothesis where they are required to do 50 hours of independent research. They will develop an abstract based on which they will write a 4,000 word dissertation supported by evidences and justification. Now, what will this develop? How will this help? As they are undergoing independent research right in the senior secondary level, they are developing 3 very important skills. First of all, they are developing high order of critical thinking. Second, they are developing research skills. That is, they have the knowledge to differentiate between correct information and wrong information, and they are able to communicate their opinion to the society by a written documentation of 4,000 words. Next, a very innovative subject that has been added within the IB Diploma program is theory of knowledge. In a single statement, if you want to explain theory of knowledge, it is the study by how knowledge is constructed, or how do we gain knowledge. In order to understand the construction of knowledge, there are four aspects that the students will navigate through. First, they are going to look into what is the scope of knowledge. The scope of knowledge, or what is the scope of the information that they have gained, or how this knowledge was constructed, what were the methods and tools used, how ethical was the development of this knowledge. They are going to look into the question of ethics, and finally they are going to look into perspective. For example, a simple concept of gravity. Isaac Newton gave a perspective towards gravity. Albert Einstein gave a perspective towards gravity. How do they differ? How does both the concept lead to the understanding of gravity as a whole? So the students are going to look into the construction of knowledge by the lens of the subject TOK. Next, IBDP does not only involve in studying or gaining knowledge and keeping it in the realms of books and pages. The curriculum wants students to take action with their learning. That is, they should know, or they should be able to apply the knowledge gained. Therefore, CAS is etched within the curriculum, where the students first of all have to take in some creative initiatives. For example, exploring different ideas, building something new, taking part in different activities, for example, Model United Nations, extempore, and so on. Next, they need to develop an activity. An activity can be a exercise that they take upon. It can be a sports. It can be any form of hobby. And finally, service. As individuals, we should be able to give back to the society. Therefore, the children learn service learning within the curriculum. They take part in different field trips where they visit NGOs, they develop fundraising activities, they develop community teaching, and so on and so forth. Therefore, IB wants to develop even the social intelligence, where our children have high moral standards. And CAS is at the forefront, or at the heart of that development, taking action with our learning. So this is all about the IBDP Core, which differentiates the diploma program from all the other senior secondary program that we have at present. Going forward, we talked about approaches to teaching and approaches to learning when looking into the diploma program. Now, what are the approaches to teaching? Now, Stork International School fully works and strides towards the IB ethos and IB philosophy. Therefore, within our teaching learning process, we have taken in or encapsulated the 5 approaches to teaching. I will just give a brief idea. What are these? First of all, inquiry-based learning. What is inquiry-based learning? We want that our students or our children get a natural environment where they are able to study in their own natural setting. Some may be good in understanding something by doing hands-on activity. Some may be good by presenting verbally. So inquiry-based learning gives this platform to the students where they inquire, they take action, and they reflect, and they keep on repeating the process until and unless they have an optimum understanding about a certain subject. Next, concept-based learning. At Skillstoke, concept-based learning does not only mean rote learning, but rather it means going at the base of how that particular topic or that particular knowledge was developed. Now, this is associated with theory of knowledge. Therefore, it is very necessary that we are able to develop a very strong conceptual understanding so that the children are able to apply their understanding under unfamiliar situations. Now, the third important aspect, concept will not be of great use if we cannot give a context to it. Let's say a student is studying a certain subject within the realms of global politics. Now, if you are able to provide a present context of the wars that is going on around us, it is going to develop their knowledge further. It will deepen their understanding. Therefore, contextualized learning is within our teaching learning process. Fourth, very, very important, collaborative teaching. At Skillstock, the subject teachers or the subject departments do not work in silos. Rather, they work hand in hand. We do not believe in isolation because IB diploma program is a multidisciplinary subject approach. So every subject or every subject teacher collaborates with the other in order to facilitate a given topic whenever there is a requirement. And finally, the teaching learning process is continuously informed by assessments. Assessments are going to be a daily part of a diploma program student. Going forward, what are the approaches to learning? So that is the reason why at the beginning I introduced IBDP Core, because the 5 approaches to learning are developed within the curriculum. Thinking skills. How do we go about it? We take the Bloom's taxonomy approach where we develop the understanding of the child from the remembering level to the create level. And this is also etched within our assessment pattern. Communication skill, that is taking up a creativity aspect of the CAS program. Students will take part in extempore, debate, presentation, model United Nations and different other activities where they get a chance to explore their innate talent and to put forward their perspective. Self-management skills, punctuality, development of self-motivation, consistency. Social skills, how do we develop? By collaborative learning, project-based learning, peer-to-peer feedback, and CAS. CAS is one of the important places where they develop social skills, the service learning aspect. Research skills, internal assessment essays, extended essay. The students get time within the daily teaching learning sessions to go to library and do their research and develop their analytical skills. Therefore, IBDP Core develops all these 5 skills explicitly within our children. Now, looking into the subjects offered at our school. So from group 1, we are offering language and literature. From group 2, there are 2 languages that we are offering, Hindi and French. Group 3, we have economics, environmental systems and societies, global politics and psychology. From sciences, we are offering 4 sciences, biology, chemistry, physics and computer science. Mathematics in IB is divided into 2 groups or 2 different subjects. We can understand analysis and approaches as pure mathematics and application and interpretation as applied maths. Finally, we are also offering subjects under group 6. We are offering visual arts and music. And finally, there is the IBDP Core, which we have already talked about. Now, what are the course selection guidance? Now, there are 2 types of diploma program. Irrespective of whichever path a student takes, both of them hold the equal value. Now, the first and third selection guidance is the same for both. The children have to take 6 subjects in combination of 3 HL and 3 SL. What is HL? HL is a syllabus that is studied at higher standard or higher level, which requires 250 instructional hours. And SL is a subject or a syllabus that is studied in standard level, which requires 150 instructional hours. However, both HL and SL have equal values because they are assessed under same criterion. But this is given, this is done in this way in order to maintain an academic balance. The third aspect is again the same. IBDP Core requirement must be fulfilled. There are certain norms that needs to be followed for the core that should be fulfilled. Now, what is the difference? The first difference is a student have to select 1 subject each from all group 1 to 5, thus making a total of 5 subjects. And the final 6 subject can be taken from any one of the 6 groups, irrespective of whatever may be the choice. But 1 subject each from group 1 to 5 has to be there. This is what we call as regular diploma. However, let's say the student wants to select more than 2 science subjects because the inclination is towards engineering or medical or any other scientific field. In that case, a student can choose 3 subjects from group 4. Therefore, the student cannot choose any subject from group 3. Thus, we have remaining 3 more subjects to be taken. How to do that selection? They have to take one subject each from group 1, group 2 and group 5, thus making a total of 6 subjects. This is the course selection guidance. Finally, how does the examination looks like? At IBDP, the total grading is out of 45 points. That is, each subject is graded from grade level 1 to 7, thus making total of 42, plus 3 other points are added from the IBDP Core. That is, theory of knowledge is assessed and extended essay is assessed. However, CAS is not assessed, but a CAS portfolio needs to be submitted in order to get the IBDP certification at the end of year 2, that is at the end of grade 12. What is the future scope? After developing all the skill set, where should my child go, or where should the student go? Now, all this skill set is developed because IBDP students, or 95% of the admissions in the Ivy League universities, that is the top 50 universities, are of those students who have come from the IB diploma program. Why? Because they have the 5 important skill set developed or etched within them: thinking skill, collaborative skill, communication, research, and social management skills or self-management skills. And these all skills are developed with the 10 learner profiles, or the 10 skills that make them autonomous learners. Therefore, IBDP students are the ones that go and excel in Ivy League colleges. First, obviously, the rigorous academic foundation. Second, the diverse subject choices that they get. Third, the comprehensive curriculum that they have. The IBDP Core, giving them a development of every skill set. And finally, the all in all, developing an international minded individual where they are tolerant and they have developed high moral standards. Therefore, IB diploma program is all that you need for your child. It gives everything in a structured manner. For more information, please come and visit our school. The school's address is given to you. The admission desk number is given to you. Visit our website, and thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye bye everyone. Take care.